In today's video, you're going to learn 3 reasons why your adolescent isn't talking to you, but you're also going to learn what you can do to fix it and improve the situation and the relationship they have with you. Plus, if you stick around to the end, I've got an extra bonus tip to help you in all this. Now let's get into it. I'm Jason Curtis, husband and father of 4. This channel is all about strengthening families by helping parents do and be better. Welcome to Principal Parenting. Talking to your adolescent can be challenging, and harder still can be getting them to talk to you. You'll say something to them and you get no response. Or you'll say something and it just completely sets them off just simply because you opened your mouth and you're existing. And it might even get to the point to where you don't even want to talk to them at all and you want to give up. But you know that's not the right thing. You don't want to give up deep down. You want to talk to them. You want to have a relationship with them, but you're just not sure what you can do. Well, it's important to know why your child isn't talking to you. And that's why you're watching this video. But as a general sense, it's important to know the why of something. So for instance, if every day you get a cut on your arm, you could just put a Band-Aid on it and call it a day. Or you could investigate and find out why are you getting a cut on your arm every day, so you can then take different behaviors or actions to no longer get a cut. That's how we provide a solution. Well, there are innumerable reasons why your adolescent, child, teenager, preteen, whatever, is not talking to you. Okay? And they're unique to them and they're important to them. But it's important that we find out the why. And I've noticed and found that all these reasons kind of boil down into just 3 main reasons. And understanding these reasons will help you provide a solution to each one, because the solution to each one is a little bit different. So these 3 reasons are: 1, external; 2, the child; or 3, you. Now I'm going to break down each one of these and give examples so you can fully understand the reasons why. Once you fully understand them, then you can begin to apply the correct solution in the right way. You see, our relationship with them is like a garden, and we want to give it the best opportunity for these seeds to grow. We need to prepare the soil, till it, nurture it, water it, things like that. We're not going to plant a garden in concrete. That's not going to work. So we're going to plant it in the best soil possible to give the best chance to grow and thrive. So let's go over those 3 things. Number 1, external. Now these are things that you or they didn't necessarily do or not do, but things that happened around them or near them, or situations that they might have just been a part of. And they became a traumatic experience because it was distressing to them, and their emotional response was to frame it in a negative way. And that's what makes it a traumatic experience. Now, it could be something like a friend group changing, different friends, or moving, or a animal, a pet died, or maybe possibly a loved one died. Maybe it was a divorce or a merging of 2 families, or even possibly abuse. Okay, now all these things are traumatic to the child. But what's important is that they need to talk about these feelings. Now right now they have these feelings in their head and it's really chaotic, and they need to dump them out. They need to organize them and make sense of them. And depending on the experience is going to depend on who they might need to talk to. So it might be something to where they can talk to you, and I'll get into that a little bit later of how they could talk to you. But it might be something to where they need professional help, like a therapist or a psychologist or something along those lines. But that's going to be something that you're going to be able to determine as a parent. Number 2, the child. Now these are things that they did or didn't do, but something that they have some sort of control over. So it might have been they didn't do very well in a sporting event or a class, even though they tried really hard. Or maybe they didn't take care of some responsibilities or do certain things, such as homework. And so now they're feeling overwhelmed because things are just piling up on them. So what's happening is they're kind of feeling a lack of confidence, like, I can't do it. Or if I do something, it doesn't even matter. Why should I even try? So they're feeling very overwhelmed, and their future is looking a little bit bleak, a little dim. So because of that, because they don't see a clear path forward or a clear plan or even on how to get there to a future, they're not going to try. If their future isn't bright, they're not going to work towards something. They're not going to blindly work towards something that they don't even know about or is confusing to them. So what's important in this situation is to fully understand why they feel the way they feel. We need to empathize with them, sympathize with them, and really strive to fully understand their point of view. free from any fault, blame, or anything of that. Just understand what it is they're feeling and why. Number 3, you or the parent. Now, this is something that you either did say or didn't say, did or didn't do to them, and how you interacted with them. So some of the examples might be maybe the only time you interact with them is when you're getting on their case or course correcting, or maybe you don't interact with them at all. Or it could even be something to where you did something or gave something to another sibling or a child, but you didn't do it with them, and they feel that they're being treated unfairly. There could be a lot of things along this way. Now, we don't generally realize or recognize that what we're saying or doing is having the impact that it is. And we don't usually understand that until much later, and it becomes a much bigger problem. And only then do we realize, oh, this has happened. So it's important that we realize in this situation our responsibility in this. What have we done? What has our speech or actions done to cause this? And it's not in a blame or fault-finding way. Again, it's not like that. It's just in a, oh, I didn't realize, now I know better and I can take different action. And if we're approaching it from that mindset, then we're going to be in a better growth mindset to grow and improve. Now, in all of these things, the child is going to have their reasons why they're not talking to you. And they're going to be unique to the child, and they're going to be individual to the child and how they feel about it. And it might be just one reason, or it might be a combination of all of them. But what tends to happen usually is no matter what the root cause was, they want to start kind of blaming you because they see you as possibly contributing to or agitating the situation. And whether that is really the case doesn't really matter. Because we want to approach it in the way of why. Not fault finding, not blaming or anything of that, but just the why. We're more concerned with getting it right rather than being right. If we have that mindset of why, then that's going to help us understand that we need to approach things differently. We're going to start approaching things differently with the child. So here's what you can do. You need to go to them and you need to share. And this sharing is going to include 4 things. Number 1, you're going to acknowledge the situation. Number 2, acknowledge their feelings. 3, apologize. And 4, commit to trying harder or doing better. Now, as you're sharing with them, a general example might look kind of something like this. Hey, I know that this situation kind of sucks right now, and you're wishing it could be different. I'm sorry if I did anything or contributed to it to make it terrible or make it the way that it is. I'm working on this in order to improve and make this situation better. Now, that was a kind of a general example, but a more specific example and how you could tailor this to apply to you might look something like this. Hey, I know this separation of your father and I is hard on you and you feel it sucks. And I know it kind of sucks too. But I'm sorry for having you in this situation, and I'm sorry for contributing to it. I am working in order to make it a better situation for all of us, one that is more loving and caring and happy, and one that you can feel good about. The exact words that you say are going to be different, and they're going to depend upon your situation and how you can deliver them in a nice way. But if you approach it in a truly sincere, loving, caring, and understanding way, wanting to do different, wanting to be better, the child is going to feel that and they're going to pick up on it. But what you don't want to do in this is you don't want to give an excuse like, oh, we separated because, spouse or whatever, blah, 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 or because of all these things. You don't want to do that. And they may be valid, but the child doesn't want to hear that right now. The excuse just diminishes the impact of this sharing or this apology. And it's important that you include the apology because in some sort of way, the child might feel you're to blame or that you're the reason this happened. And you want them to know that no matter what it is or what the reason was, you want to do different. You want to change. You want to do whatever it takes to help and improve this situation. Another thing you don't want to do is you don't want to start lecturing. You don't want to start telling them they need to do this or you need to do that. And it's going to be hard to resist that, but please do not do that. You want this to have the full impact. And the child, once they feel this and once they receive it, they might start to dump on you, right? They might just start sharing their feelings immediately or start laying into you about how terrible you are. And no matter what they say, or they might not say anything, but no matter what they say or do, just kind of take it. Just sit there and listen And you may think it's valid, you may think it's true, doesn't matter, whatever, but to the child, it's true and it is valid. And you need to understand that and just take it. But in time, as they share or they begin to open up with you, or as you do this more, they will want to open up with you. They will want to share more with you. And just like that garden, you're preparing the soil, you're planting the seeds, you're watering, you're nourishing it. And sometimes it grows well. Sometimes it grows quickly, but sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it takes time. But I know you're a great parent and you want to improve. That's why you're watching this video. And because of that, share with us the comments. What are your thoughts about this video? What can we do to help you? What's working, what's not? And also, if you want to level up your parenting, download our free parent scorecard. That's a free resource, much like this YouTube channel, a free resource to help you. Now, for those of you that stuck around to the end, here's an extra little bonus tip. In all of this, give your child a little bit of space. Give them a little bit of time. Back off just a little bit. Now, I'm not saying withdraw completely. We don't want to do that, but just pull back a little bit. Kind of let them be on their own and let them know that you're not there to hound them. You're not going to be on their case. Just give them a little bit of space. You don't want them to suffocate or feel like you're just on top of it. You want them to be able to feel like they can come to you. So if you back up a little bit, they're going to feel like you're not forcing the issue. They're going to feel a little bit more open. They're going to be a little bit more receptive, and they're going to eventually want to share with you. I hope this video helped. Thanks for watching. Happy parenting and have a great day.